Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, bossbayblog.com. So my name is Katan. I'm the founder of bossbayblog.com. Today we're talking about how you have to practice discernment when taking feedback. It's very important to understand the difference between receiving feedback and receiving projections from someone else. Feedback, criticism, and even insight. Oftentimes, when it's beneficial for your business, it's going to be coming from someone that has wisdom, experience, or observations that are conducive to your growth and your elevation. But you're going to find many times where people are not giving you feedback based off of experience, wisdom, statistics, information, but more so based off of their own insecurities and projections, based off their own emotions. And to understand this on a deeper level, you want to go and research like the true definitions of projection, because what it really is to avoid feeling like you are that problem, or you are that anger, or you are whatever it is that you want to project onto the next person. You're going to project it onto them because it feels more comfortable to make it somebody else's problem instead of being realistic and dealing with that internal battle and acknowledging that it is actually your problem. So a lot of people do that. So you have to practice discernment with knowing if somebody is giving you criticism and feedback that can help you grow, or if someone is giving you a projection based off of their own insecurities. And usually some of the easiest ways to know is to pay attention to who it is giving you that information, um, but to also pay attention to how they're giving you the information and what they're providing for you when they're giving you that information. It's not to say that everybody has to have a whole essay written out when they're giving you feedback or critiquing, right? But sometimes people will speak from places that they have absolutely no experience with. And it's simply out of the fact that they're frustrated, they're angry, or they're emotional. And so they're just speaking from that space. And you can't take that and then go make changes to your business based off of that emotional space that they're speaking from. I had one time where someone was giving me tips and insight. Well, really not tips and insight, because what they were saying was actually wrong, just based off of my own research that I've done, but also the models of successful individuals who have done this. I've seen multiple models, and this person was telling me that something that I was doing didn't make sense. And what they were talking about, they weren't doing themselves. So how are you saying that something doesn't make sense, but you don't do it yourself? You don't have any experience doing it. And then when you look at people who are successful in doing it, you see the behaviors that they exhibit. And those are the behaviors that have helped them to continue to grow their empires. So I was able to feel the energy and the intention that this person was bringing when they were sharing this, and it already seemed hostile. So that was a red flag. But I continued to just listen and pay attention, and the more that they spoke, the more that I was able to recognize that I was speaking with a person who was upset with themselves because they haven't done it for themselves. Because I'm doing something they haven't found the courage to go and do for themselves. Because if they had the courage to do it for themselves, they wouldn't even have the time to be on the phone giving me their opinion on something that they have no experience on, that they are wrong about, because I see the examples. And I do believe that two things can coexist. Sometimes two people can both be right. They can be right and I can be right. They might be right in one area and I can be right in the other area. But what they were telling me, like the principle of it, didn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And I can say that from a person that's in it, living it, but also from studying other people who are successful, and also being in other environments of people who are successful at this specific thing that they were talking about. So this is someone who's speaking from a place of anger, a place of frustration, a place of having a stressful day, and just wanted to find someone to unload that onto, and maybe make somebody feel as anxious and stressed out as they felt. That was their goal. Um, and or that's what I felt their goal. What I can't confirm that that's what it was, but based off of the words that were coming out of their mouth and the messages that they were leaving, that's what it appeared to be. So in that moment, I was frustrated, but shortly after I realized that this isn't critiquing, this isn't feedback, this is projection. And I need to allow it to be that and just move on to the next thing. So Please be careful when taking insight and feedback from people. Do your research. Don't base all of the things that you do based off of one statement. Go and do research. And if you trust the source that you're getting that information or the critiquing and feedback from, that's wonderful too. But make sure that it aligns with where you're trying to go and make sure it does make sense. Because sometimes people just say things from a place of emotion and their intentions behind why they say it aren't always the purest. So you have to be careful to protect your own best interest by doing that research. That's the message that I want to leave with everybody. Thanks for listening and watching, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye bye.